Hello and welcome back to my channel. Shawn here with Manly Made Minute. Today I just want to make a really simple card. I've had this little idea in my head. I ran across some Pinterest ideas and I got a set from Desiree Tangles, and she does a lot of Zentangle kind of stuff, and she had some new stamp sets come out that I purchased, and so I wanted to take and interpret her stamps into this Zentangle kind of concept and make it kind of simple and easy without coloring a full card. And so we're going to do a square card today, which I normally don't do, and do some colored pencils with Gamsol. If you follow me on Instagram, you notice I got this brand new Prismacolor set, 150 set from somebody that we follow each other on Instagram, and she offered this up for me because she knew I was looking, and so I got this set, brand new, missing one pencil. I'm super excited to try it. I've been using the Crayola colored pencils instead of the Prismacolor, so this is I've never used them. Never tried them yet, first time on camera, and so I want to do a full panel with a Zentangle kind of concept when it comes to laying out what I'm going to color on this pattern. So before we get started, if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and bell button and get notified when I upload my next video. If you are not new here and have returned and like my content, hit subscribe and that bell button, and feel free to like this video if you like the content, and I welcome you back. So let's go down to my table and take a look at what we're going to do and get started, because I'm super excited to try this new concept of a Zentangle, which I normally don't do. So let's just go ahead and take a look. Alright, I did a little pre-work on my card, and so I'm going to do a 4x4 panel for my card. Alright, so I have pre-cut my panel, laid that out on my Misty with a Misty corner so I get it away from the edge, because I want to do off the edges with my stamping. The rest of my card, my matte base is 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. My card itself is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, and so we'll layer that up once we are done coloring. Concept I want to do, I want to use this set from Desiree Tangles, which is a Tangle in Bloom. I'm going to use this stamp so that I can layer it as close to each other as I can to get a full panel effect, because it kind of lays into each other. And so I have laid out my card panel. I've laid out the first where I'm going to do this, and then I'll move it down and do 2 and then 3. So I'm going to do 3 sets. What I'm going to do is stamp this first one. I'm going to actually probably move that up just a little bit. Well, actually, I'll do the middle first, and I'll do the outside edges. So I'm going to reposition this. Now that I think about it, I'm going to reposition this so I can get that even on the outside edges. So we're just going to lay this right across that middle. I'm going to move that out just a little bit and move my corner out, so that way I can, and I've got this waffle flower sticky mat on here, so that sticks really, really nice. It keeps that in place. Alright, I'm going to keep it about like so I get somewhat even here on both sides when I layer this back out. I'm going to stamp this with Memento Tuxedo Black, because I'm going to be using Gamsol with my colored pencils on this one. Alright. You could actually on this one too, you could do colorless coloring, or lineless coloring. Just use a light gray and color it in and Gamsol it. I want this to pop, so I'm just going with a good solid black on my design when I stamp this out. And just want to make sure I got a good coverage, which I do. So I'm going to wipe this off before I move it, so I don't get ink when I'm trying to position this. These stamps are really nice. I did a set of stamps with her other new one that came out, and absolutely loved it. And so I've been playing with this stamp set just a little bit. And I'm looking at the edge of my stamp because I'm trying to get these as close as I can and get that to hug as close as I can so I get that kind of full panel effect with this design. Some of this might overlay and I'm okay with that. I see one little line here, but I'm okay with that. It's not a open piece. So these I've recently purchased too, because I've realized I have to maneuver so much. I started taping stuff in the middle or trying to get it to stick in the middle. I purchased these corner positioners and really like them. They come with a set of a couple different shapes and like a corner one where you can do a diagonal. Really like them. All right, I'm just gonna, before I lay that down, just double check my edge. Think about as close as I feel I can get it. Little gap here, but I can't angle it enough to get it even all the way around. Like so. Now I'm going to spin this so I can get this corner, but the way I have this, it's not gonna, so I have to reposition that to get on that corner. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of hug it in there. I've got to flip it just to get it in there. This one, actually, it's hugging really nice in and around everything. Angle this just a little bit to get it a little bit snug in that corner as best as I can. And grab that up. So I am excited to see, and I know there's going to be a difference. It's not like I'm not realizing that, but I'm excited to see and feel like the difference between my Crayola pencils, because I've been using just these. You know, I had this set of Crayola colored pencils before I even started card making, and so then I've just, you know, after watching videos and stuff, I'm like, oh, I could probably use Gamsol with those, and those will probably work, you know, and so that's all I've been using with my coloring up to this point. But I was like, I am finding I'm grabbing my colored pencils and Oahu markers a lot to practice coloring because I want to get better at it, and I'm like, I need to invest in another set. Just because I'm gravitating towards that kind of stuff a lot lately, and so I just treated myself to this. You know, Carrie Ingram Trainer on Instagram offered these up for me, so I bought them off of her. She never, I think she used them once, so they're literally brand spanking new. All right, here is what I'm going to do. Zentangle. Zentangle is the art form of kind of repetitive shapes. It's made to do a calming, relaxing design. So it's a lot of repetitive design. You'll see a lot of different repetitive designs in Zentangle, and then almost like, think of mandalas. Those could be kind of a Zentangle kind of form, right? So my idea behind this was to create Zentangle lines through here, and then that's all I'm going to color. But I already know I want this to look like a ray or splash of color, but instead of just doing straight lines, I'm going to zigzag lines through here of where I want my coloring to be. So I'm not going to color this whole panel, I'm just going to color a ray of color through here that I'm going to mark out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this out with my pencil first, then color it, then I'll go on the outline and mark that with just a fine point Sharpie marker to outline my lines. But I don't want this to be like a straight ray because I want this more Zentangle-y, right? So no rhyme or reason to this. It's just as much as I am just going to lightly with my pencil. I want this to start in the corner, and I'm just going to draw some lines, straight, zigzag, come back on itself a little bit. And this is going to kind of look like it's just a splash going across. Okay, now I'm going to start narrow again because I'm going to get wide as I come out. So I'm going to start over here and just kind of, but I'm not trying to mimic the other side. I'm just doing random lines and not trying to match this. This is not to be matchy-matchy. Okay, now I'll zoom up here a little bit so you can kind of see my pencil lines. You can see my pencil line here, and you can see my pencil line there. I'm going to color in between that, and leave the outside. So I just want this Zentangle kind of design, but I'm just coloring on the inside. All right. Now, color theme, color scheme, all that kind of stuff, do what you want. This set is massive. Probably more than I needed, but I'm super excited to try it. I want to go some blues, orange, and probably some green in there, and just blend it across. No rhyme or reason. I'm just going to start coloring. I'm not looking for a rainbow. I'm not looking for ombre. I just want this colored in the middle. You could ombre this. You could rainbow this. Any form you want. I'm not necessarily looking for that particular of a pattern. Okay. So what I'm going to do is color this. We're going to Gamsol it, and I'm going to just color. I'll speed this up as I'm coloring so that you know, I'm not sure how long this will take. So I will pick out my colors, and we will just color this up and throw this on a card and see what our final result is. So hang in there. I'll speed this up. Okay, now you saw me blend everything out. I just did some shading with the tips and things just to get a little variation. I decided to color the in-between spaces black to see if I can get that shape just to pop a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace over my pencil line just to make this a little bit more prominent with my Sharpie marker. And see if I can get this just to pop out just a little bit more. And I might go a little thicker on this line as I draw this out. Just to get this to pop out against that black line. Does it have to be a Sharpie marker? No, I just have these and I love using these little fine points for stuff like this. You could use a Copic marker, a hoo-hoo, you know, whatever you got works. You could use a ballpoint pen. You could even trace this in gold or silver or white, whatever you want to do. So a little testament on these colored pencils that I just used for the first time. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The Gamsol literally, like I was kind of thinking to myself when I was coloring this, I was like, it's like butter. It's like the Gamsol just melts it and spreads it around so easy. I kind of expected something like that. I mean, just using the Crayola. Crayola is just a little bit harder of a wax. That doesn't spread as easy. It does. It just takes a little extra work, a little bit more Gamsol to get it to move. But this one moves. Like this literally was moving across the paper. And I'm using Nina Crest 110 pound cardstock. And it's not watercolor. I'm just using regular Nina cardstock. All right. So, if I look at it this way, you can kind of see what I was going for. This like coming out towards the corner. I'm going to lay this on my card this way with my sentiment. And this would be so easy to make a couple. I mean, coloring wise, I know I sped this up. Total, this is probably 5-10 minutes, you know, roughly around there. Feel free to, you know what I might do too is I might trace this. I'm going to retrace these bigger leaves. No, maybe not. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm tempted to trace these big leaves, but then I know if I get in there I'm going to want to do everything else, so I'm going to leave it just to trace out that outer edge. Almost looks like a water spill. Like something spilled and just seeped out. But I'm kind of digging this. I might just take a little bit of black in these corners. I don't know if anybody's seen Gina K's video recently where she took black and accented some of her stencils in these corners and things of her flowers. Turned out amazing. So I'm just going to do the same. I'm just going to give it a little accent right in these deep down crevices here. And then Gamsol this out quick. Just to give it a little more dimension, because I feel like it's just a little muty without having. I tried to do 3 to 4 colors when I do it. Same with my markers, hoo-hoo markers. I try to do about 3 to 4 colors to get a nice ombre blend and get the dimension out of them. And I try to do the same here. I try to do about 3. This will be my 4th color with the black here. All right, I'm just take my Gamsol quick. And just little small circles and kind of blend that out. I mean, I'm telling you, this spreads. These Prismacolors really spreads out. So I probably use a little too much on some of this because of how this spreads. Trying to vary the length of how far this spreads out too, just so that it doesn't look so even. Yeah, I might have used just a tweak too much. I could have just put a little dab right in that corner and been just totally fine. So just try to get a little more random on this. So easy technique. kind of fun just to do something different without having to color the whole thing. That's not so bad. Without having to color the whole darn thing. Yeah, some of this really spreads out. So I could have just used a little bit less on here. Saw this concept-y kind of this feel on a card on Pinterest, and I immediately thought of like a Zentangle kind of thing when I saw how what they did on that one. So I thought I wanted to try to repeat that. That just adds a little extra, so that's not so bad. If I look at it from the camera view, like, you know, down, that doesn't look so bad. Okay, let's let me just kind of put this stuff aside here really quick. Let's just assemble this. And I didn't actually come up with a what I wanted to do for a sentiment on this. I hadn't decided. I got some sitting right next to me though in my basket, so maybe I can come up with a sentiment here quick. Let's assemble. Oh, I'm glad I added the black actually now, because now I've got the black here and that'll just kind of pop. That sets off really nice. All right. Layer this up. And then before I put this on my card base, I'm going to just take a peek at my sentiment sitting next to me to see if there's something I can use that's right here. When I layer some of these cards, a lot of the times I go 2 widths apart on my layers because I like a little extra beef around my layers, not quite like that 1/8 of an inch. What I mean by that, I have a video with these layerings templates that I set up, and I will usually go like, if this is my card base, then I'll skip one and use that as my black mat. So this would be my card base, this would be my black mat, skipping that size between, so I get a little bit more width and beef to my frame. Okay, let's just see what I got sitting next to me here really quick. This is my basket of new stuff. I also talked about this on my channel, and I'll be honest, I'm cheating. Not all of it's in here. I got some of it sitting right over here, and another pile I just got in the mail that's sitting right there. So I usually put my new stuff in here until I've used it a couple times, so that I don't put it away and forget about it. Let's just see what she had in this sentiment actually. So she has in here, enjoy the moment, enjoy the little things, and hello and happy birthday. You know, I've done some birthday cards lately. Enjoy the moment. I think I'm gonna do a hello and then just cut it out, and I'm gonna do it in color and fussy cut it. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna take and trace that and then stamp, because that's where I'm going to fussy cut too. Okay, this is perfect for just, let me grab a little, I got some scrap over here. Alright, I should have probably prepared a little sentiment, but I wasn't thinking when I prepared. So, let's just lay this in here. Oh, I'm trying to get used to this too. I have always done I'm a righty, so I always put this on the right and stamp this way, but if you look at the numbers, it should be this way. So I'm trying to get used to doing it this way and lining up things, because I've always been lining it up upside down, so we're going to switch that around. Alright, so I'm going to put this here, and before I do that, I'm just going to take my pencil really lightly and just lightly trace that, because that's where I'm going to fussy cut this out. Since it's got already a nice little border on here. Alright, see if I can do this without lifting it. Perfect. Boom. I have blue, orangey, reds, and greens. I think I'm gonna go blue because I don't have much blue on there. And I'm gonna use, I used Memento to stamp out this black stamp. I've got Catherine Pooler inks. Let's just take a look at colors. Suede blue, or suede shoes, I mean. I think this one might be too dark. I'm gonna go suede shoes because it's a thin sentiment, so I want this to pop. I don't want it too dark though. I don't want to go lighter. Alright, prime this little baby because I haven't used it yet. You can see where I traced it. I don't do square cards very often either. Well, actually hardly ever. But I just thought this would be cool on a square card. For sake of time, I did 4x4, so it wasn't too big. Oh, cute. Cute sentiment. Actually, I haven't stamped these sentiments. I'm going to go just a little bump for the darkness on there for one more time. I love the writing on it. So cute sentiment. The other ones that she has, cute sentiments too, but I like this one. Okay. Let's just, I'm going to clean that right now. Let's just fussy cut this out. And I'm just going to follow my trace lines. If I get a little bit of that pencil in there, that's okay, because I'll just erase it. Could you ink blend around this or add a little something to it? Sure. I'm just going to leave it white because I'm going to not cover up all my coloring, so I'll put it kind of in that white blank space anyway. Alright, let me just erase some of that pencil off of there. Alright, I'm going to have this splashing up this way, so I think I'm going to throw that in that little white space right there. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give this just a little bit of, just a tiny bit of black. And I'm going to use a marker. Using a ho-ho marker just to do the edge. Like so. So it just gives that a little outline edge like my stamping. I'm doing the edge, it's bleeding to the front, and that's what I wanted because I don't want to try to color the front and get it even. This way it stays really even. Yep, there we go. Okay. Let's assemble. Feel free to leave me a comment. Do you use square cards? Very much. What'd you think of this? Super easy. Again, let me just say this again, just so you can kind of see it while I have this the down camera here. This is Desiree Tangles at include a thank you on Instagram. She's got a link to her shop. This is one of her newer sets. She has more Zentangle kind of concept-y kind of stuff. The other set that I did. A set for her, they're posted on my Instagram, are really nice, easy to do and fun to color. I've got some extra scraps sitting next to me. I'll show you quick of some of the stuff. So I've made some cards. These are the extra ones. So this is from her other set, stuff like this that I've colored with my ho-ho markers. Really fun to do. Really fun to do. All right. I like dimensions, so we're going to pop this up on some dimensionals. I try to get dimension as much as I can on all my cards. Let's see. Can I get that up with my fingernail? I always got to use my picker to get these up. I'll give it just a little glue so I have a little wiggle room before I put it in its permanent home. I like to do this with the tweezers so that my big fingers are out of the way and I can see. I'm debating. Now I switch because I'm not sure if I like that. I'm going to go off center just a little bit, I think, here. Yep, right here. Change my mind, and you know what? I can. There we go. There's my Zentangle interpretation of Desiree Tangles' Zentangle concept of stamps. Square card. I put my little branding on the back. So let's head on up to my main camera and let's get a little front shot with this. There we go. Can we get a little focus on that? What do you think? Kind of cool. little of a artsy kind of concept to it. Super easy to do. These Prisma colors, wow. That's all I have to say is just wow. Love them. The Gamsol melts them. They're really smooth to lay down. So super happy with this purchase. I'll still use my Crayolas for sure. I'll use them till they're gone because they have their place. These have their place, obviously. I just wanted to give it some practice, and I'm super happy with it. So again, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and follow me, and hope you're liking what you see. So give me the thumbs up, and until next time, I'll see you then.